Yes.
Did it.
My man Sully,
Yes, sir.
my man Manny
Yeah.
from Art Bodega and from By Sully.
Sully. Yes, sir.
All right. No. Well, you was one of the first people that I did one of my interviews from, and now I'm doing what I'm doing, trying to go coast to coast with it. You know what I mean? That I saw you through. Was it IG or Facebook?
IG.
IG. Okay. And I saw like your artwork and stuff like that. So obviously we're down here. What's the name of the place?
McCarthy Mercantile.
So explain to the people, basically.
So the McCarthy Mercantile is an underground retail space full of local artists, creatives, business people who are seeking their retail opportunity. That's not a full-on storefront.
Okay.
You know, so this is a really good middle ground between those who don't have anything at all. So like a full-on storefront, we were paying a lot of overhead and facilities. With that being said, there are several vintage shops down here. You have my clothing brand. We have a DJ shop, East Coast Bandits, Manny's Art Bodega. We got a barber shop down here. It's a really unique, eclectic space.
Okay. Okay. So what made you transition? Obviously, if we haven't spoken in a long time, you know what I mean, as far as like on camera and stuff like that. What made you take the transition from being more so? What were you doing before, like mom and pop, like out of the back?
Yeah.
Back of a trunk, you know what I mean? Like the old school way, or
Yeah.
what transition here?
So my original plan was to do an e-com brand, what my original plan was to sell off of my website only, right?
Okay.
But because I was winging it, it didn't go as quickly as I wanted to, so I had to do pop-ups.
Okay.
And I was doing a lot of pop-ups, and through building relationships with different people. But through doing the different pop-ups, built different relationships and figure out where to go and what pop-ups are good ones to go to. After doing that for a couple years, I was presented with the opportunity of taking this spot here. And really that's what it came down to, being presented with the opportunity and saying yes. So, but I've only been down here for a year and some months, so of course, there's a learning curve with all of that. But yeah, the combination of evolving as a brand, putting out there new methods of creating things, plus doing it consistently, allowed me to have this opportunity to be down here.
All right. So how did you guys stumble upon each other? Was it coming down here, or?
Yeah, it was. Okay. So when I noticed, I learned about the Mercantile on Instagram. Okay. Just Rose Vintage was doing an event, and I saw the space. I'm like, yo, that space looks fire. Like, it just looks nice. Yeah, the space looked really artistic. Because I got into the Everson Museum, but before then, I started making pieces and leaving them around Syracuse. So I was making miniature pieces and leaving them in different spots and posting it on social media, letting people find these pieces everywhere.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, you know what? I want to do a piece and leave it down here.
Okay.
So I came in and they were all open. There were some vendors, and I was like, yo, this spot is fire. So I left the piece by Just Bros Vintage, and then I reached out and said, hey, I have an idea, an art bodega. Yeah. And he was like, it's a dope idea. When do you want it? And then I was like, yeah, okay, let me quit my other job and this and that. But Sully was one of the first people that I met coming down here. And then we started talking about like the books he reads, people he listens to, Zig Ziglar, we listened to, Warren Buffett, people, Gary Vee. I'm pretty sure he knows who we're talking about, but like that genre of people. Do you jump off the mountain, grow your wings on the way down, follow your dreams, and he was one that we kind of clicked, and it's been like a brotherhood ever since.
Well, I was about to say, I was going to finish.
Oh, go ahead.
But what made you get into it? What made you get into, obviously, because it's something different, and I'm going to transition, obviously, into the same thing with him. I kind of more so know, but for you, first off, you got to take it. What got you into this, the Art Bodega? What got you the name? Tell the people where you from.
All right, so I'm from the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Okay.
I grew up in New York City.
Okay.
And I'm an artist, and then I, for some reason, had this.
Graffiti?
I did. But the thing is, with graffiti, I was already doing stuff that was potentially getting me arrested, but the graffiti world was too violent for me. I wasn't like I was, doing this and that and jumping the train, getting locked up for not paying for the train. But people in graffiti were getting like locked up. They were getting attacked. So I never wanted to touch graffiti. But I always did graffiti on the low, on my own. But nothing
like a
big.
hobby.
Yeah, nothing big. I wasn't being. And there's a culture now with stickers that kind of do the same thing. So they were sending me stickers, but I don't want to stick them up anywhere. And because of that, like I love the art space. And I always wanted to have a gallery show that looked like a corner store, like a bodega.
Yeah.
So when I came down here, I was like, oh, maybe I could make an art store that's like a bodega, like the same type of theme, and follow my art dream, and that's where that came from. And then
Where did your so it's two questions. It's like
Yeah.
two-part questions. Where did your art dream like come from? Like childhood wise.
So I've always loved miniatures.
Okay.
There was a place called Tower Records,
Okay.
and we used to cut school. We used to cut middle school to go to Tower Records, and everybody used to disperse, like, because there was records there, CDs, cassettes, magazines. I got my first Onyx CD from there.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
records and shit.
yes.
Yeah.
And one day, when I used to go in, there was like this circular train set, and it was surrounded by video cameras, the big ones. So you could look to see if you liked the camera.
Yeah.
But they made this miniature diorama so you could like check if it works.
Yeah.
And I was always intrigued by miniatures. So that was like where my love
From
for something
miniatures.
so
From the Tower Records.
Claymation, yeah, Tower Records, claymation, stuff like that. And then one day during COVID, I saw a guy make a miniature trash can. He was selling it for $2,000. I was like, what? Like, people pay for this?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. And I did it, and I fell in love with it.
That's fire.
And then people just on social media started like
Yeah,
gravitating towards it.
and my bad, I ain't mean to cut you off. That's crazy because, and this is, I'm gonna lead this in too, but like, it's so many people I feel like that found a true passion during COVID, and like I don't want to say like COVID was good because obviously it's a lot of stuff that's bad came from it,
sure.
but I feel like it's a lot of good that came from it. Like it's a lot of like entrepreneurs, or it's a lot of people that maybe small business owners, like they even if they just made cupcakes their whole life and people was like, yo, you need to go into a pastry shop, they had a chance to do it, and now they like, yo, since COVID, I've heard that story so many times, like since COVID, since COVID.
I've had to do this.
Yeah, you get what I mean? Like, so that's dope, man. So, the miniature thing, obviously Tower Records, and then you seeing some guy getting 2,000 for a trash can, you like, I could do that and put my own twist at it.
Just for me though.
For your niche.
I wasn't even trying to make it to
It was
sell.
just like I could do it.
I just wanted it really bad. I didn't even know if I could do it yet.
Okay.
I just really wanted it.
How miniature was it? Like
It was like this big. It's a trash can. I still make them.
Okay.
So one day I went to the dollar store and I saw the pencils. And I was like, that looks like a trash can.
Yeah.
And so it's been doing that.
Okay. All right. That's what's up. That's dope. I didn't even know that. So let's see. We're talking about the first one I saw. How about like speak about some of your pieces? How about that? We could go through like that, like some of the pieces you have. In there.
Oh, okay.
So when I went in there, obviously I got confused. A lot of the food looks like food, and some looks like art.
Yeah.
Let's start with like the Lay's bag of chips. What's that?
All right, so that is a shoulder bag.
Okay, so like a little like sack.
Yes.
Okay.
But I got it, and the first ones were classic, and then I ordered them again, but it's a whole different word.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I just been giving them. If you want it, you can have it.
Nah, I just didn't know what it was.
No, but it's Lay's. It's Lay's potato chips. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what the actual word on it is.
Yeah, it's like something else, like some other word or something like that. I was looking at that. I thought it might have been like Spanish or something.
But so the idea was, I was trying to get things that look like a bodega, but they're not.
For the shop.
For the shop,
Okay,
yes.
I get what you're saying.
So then the Spam cans that you could put like stash stuff in.
Okay.
The spaghetti cans you can stash stuff in.
Okay.
But
The
it's
books?
the books you can stash
But
stuff in.
did you make the books?
No. Those were all purchased.
Okay.
The only things I make is the small artwork.
Okay.
There's a bodega cat in it. I don't know if you got that.
It looked like that. It was like Garfield color, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I got that. I got
So
that.
like all corner stores have bodega cats.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my cat.
Okay.
So that was the idea, and then so I'm an artist, so I put some spray cans in there. I used to give away stickers. There's a bunch of stuff.
Is this your first venture, like having a store? Have you ever had a
Yes,
storefront
this
before?
is my first. Yeah, my first.
Talk a
time.
little bit about that. How do you feel like when you first stepped into your first store, and like what are your goals maybe for the future? What do you see yourself in the next? Well, how long you been here? About a year or no?
About a year. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in like the next year and a half?
You know, to be honest, I don't know.
You don't know.
Like with this year, I was just proud that I did it. Like I step outside and I look in the store and like now it's kind of light. But when I first started, the whole thing was full, all brand new spray cans. It was beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful now.
Yeah.
But I
What you
didn't
saying, the
realize.
contrast.
Yes. And I didn't realize how much time I have to put in. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that long hours, and my daughter's not understanding why I'm not coming home while they're awake. Like I wasn't ready for all that. And then being an artist, I was telling Suli, like I still, when I leave here, I spend time making art. So then I'm still away from my family, but with them, and they don't understand. Like, but you weren't here for 6 hours. I'm like, I know, but
You gotta
I
tap
still
in.
got to do this. I don't know. Maybe try and have a better work-life balance.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
What do you think is like if you were to have like a better work-life balance? Do you think it's just more, and it's just a random question, you know what I mean? Like, do you think having a work-life balance is maybe more success, and I say success, maybe like more financial success, or do you think like the work-life balance is just like balancing it all out? And the only reason why I ask you that is because right now, like I'm reading this book, Ikigai. It's like Ikigai. From what I've heard and what I'm reading, it's like 4 elements. I got it on my phone. I have to send it to you. But it's like 4 elements that people use in Okinawa, where it's like if you can put all 4 of those elements in your life, I think like one is having purpose at your job. The other one is servicing your community, I want to say. One is passion or something like that. But you know what I mean? Like all of them, they come together to the point where it's 4 bubbles that are circles, but they intertwine, and then you can find your peace within them. You get what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm only giving you this because I'm trying to balance it myself.
Yes,
Story for myself. I'm 39. I'm about to be 40. I got 6 kids. My oldest will be 22. And literally right before we walked in here, I just found out he just got locked up. Right? So I'm trying to figure out a balance in between. I still got it, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to figure it out. So I know you may not figure it out. So it's not like I'm looking for like a right answer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm just asking like, where do you think you may be able to find that balance between life, work, and
Well, I think I'm trying to do that now. So over the summer, I opened the shop, and then I was at the Everson Museum of Art. I had a little show there for a few months, and then, I went to this place called La Casita, that all my pieces are there now, currently. Artisco.
Okay, all right.
But it's a beautiful spot. It's free. You can go see all my pieces.
Okay.
They're there currently. So it was fun. The summer was great. I was doing all these after-school programs. I was doing summer camps with the kids and a bunch of stuff. When the dust settled, after the interview stopped, after everyone wasn't giving me a grant anymore, I was here at the shop. I didn't know what I was doing. I realized like what made me happy, and it was teaching the kids. It was that process.
Okay.
So I think that's what I'm in the process of now. Like I just got hired to work for the Syracuse City School District.
That's what's up. Congratulations.
So, thank you. So my goal is to eventually become an art teacher in that space.
That's what's
So that's simple. Everything you said, like feeling like I'm helping my community, a sense of fulfillment.
Yeah, like a
Right?
purpose.
Yes, my
yeah.
purpose, right? Because after the dust settled, and Suli knows, like, everybody was reaching out, and I was getting all these accolades, but I felt empty, fam. Like,
Yeah. Shit don't mean nothing.
no,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need
So-
some substance.
Fulfillment's the right word, bro.
You know, so that's where I'm at now, you know, and I still love art. I want to do it. I was telling him, like, I like being able to give, you know, and I haven't been able to do that for a while. So I think that's what I'm trying to, you know. Yeah.
Trying to lean towards
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
It makes you so happy.
So
Yes.
I basically, I was asking him the same thing. How do you find a balance in between family life and being an entrepreneur and working?
You don't.
here?
No, I'm just playing.
That's a quick answer, and I ain't gonna front. I think it's hard because, like we already said, we trying to find it ourselves.
Right.
But like I was explaining to him about a book I was reading, in a way of life from people in Okinawa and Japan or something like that, where it's like ikigai, it's Ikigai, and it's like 4 principles. I'm gonna send it to y'all, but it's like these 4 bubbles and these 4 principles where they feel like if you fulfill each one of them, and when they intertwine, you'll find peace within them. So like when I send you the guide, you'll see what I'm saying. It's kind of harder to
Yeah, no, I'm
describe,
actually
you know what I
interested
mean?
in that. Please
But
do.
it's that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm trying to find that balance. I'm trying to figure out how I can spend time with my family and not miss out, or like I was about to say, you know, I got 6 kids, you know what I'm saying? So shit, and like I just told him, my oldest son, he just had a daughter, you know what I mean? So now I'm trying to figure out how to be a grandfather, you know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot of stuff that
Right.
trying to juggle, but still be like, I'm gonna chase these goals because I know at the end of the day, I want my granddaughter to not live through this, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I can't find a balance. How do you find a balance?
You know, it's if I'm being 100% honest, it's significantly easier for me because I don't have kids. You know, and so it's just me and my wife for the most part. Now, don't get me wrong, my family itself is big, as you know. You know, I'm the youngest of 5 kids, but my family's mature. You know, and they all moved out of Syracuse as well. So, for me, fortunately, I get to balance my own time. And I also have a very supportive wife who believes in what I'm doing. So sometimes it sucks because this is my first year having a shop. And I'm still very much a one-man band. So sometimes it is frustrating having to man the shop, having to create, you know, having to manage things and other people because now I'm outsourcing some things. Not to mention side projects and preparing for upcoming events and figuring out what's new. You know, so for me, it's the mental part. Physically, yeah, there's always balance in a sense where I can stop working and relax, right? But I never really get to relax mentally because there's always something, you know. So even if I'm choosing not to do something in the moment, there's something I have to do tomorrow or the day after that I have to prepare for or be prepared or whatever. So, but to actually answer your question, how do I find balance? Quality time, man. That's really important for me. Even in my friendships, you know, like I appreciate the one-on-one time I may get. I mean, that's kind of how me and Manny got as cool as we are. Like we've had a lot of one-on-one conversations, you know. But with that being said, you know, the quality time I spend with my wife, the quality time I spend with my family on the phone, because I do that a lot, it's really important to me. It kind of brings me back, you know, and grounds me, for lack of better words. So normally when I'm like stressed and like I feel like everything's crumbling, you know, my people are the ones I lean on, and it brings me
Tap
back.
into that energy source.
Yeah, man, it brings me back every time.
So another question, like I was asking him as well, what do you think, so you've been there about a year or so, what do you see yourself in about a year or so from now? Like what do you think the next step is from you? Do you think, you know, you maybe give it another year here and see where it's going just to balance it out, or?
One way or another, my brand will reach other states and cities in the next year. It's funny, I'm one of those people that do work quietly and behind the scenes, and I hate talking about things before I know it's going to be real. but it's a big part of my game plan to start the process of actually expanding, and stretching out my reach. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to do that last year, but it was my first year having the shop. I was still learning a lot, and I think in this upcoming, like you said, year and some change, I feel confident and comfortable saying, I'll start touching other regions. In the next 5 years, I would like to be up and down the East Coast, but we'll see what happens, what God allows.
When you got into this, what was your main plan? Basically, what was your main plan? Is this the goal that you had, or is this something that you stumbled upon? Because I was asking him, and he was like, as far as Tower Records and him having that passion, kind of, and then it's like COVID hit. Right. So it's like once COVID hit, it's like, oh shit, lock in, and then something happens, and then it sprouts. Was that around the same time?
So actually, I got started during COVID.
Okay, see.
And
he was just saying that.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I had a couple really great coworkers that I was working with that I spoke a lot about entrepreneurship with, and they really kind of helped put a battery in my back. And then COVID hit. So when that happened, I had time and money to finally invest in what I was interested in doing.
Two things you need.
Right,
time and money.
Right. And so, like I was saying, it was my intention to be an e-com brand at first, and part of that intention was to have an immediate national and international reach, right? That's a big part of why I wanted an e-com brand. However, I was winging it, learning the things I learned from YouTube University, and Google. You're right. Right. And don't get me wrong, it gave me a good start, but I was still very much winging it. I didn't understand SEO, search engine optimization. I didn't understand how to get people to my site, and to get them to buy, which is a whole nother process.
I'm just learning that right now.
Right. Exactly. And so, long story short, through that, I realized I had to do something different, which led to pop-ups, and then the pop-ups for the next couple years kind of became my bread and butter, and through doing the pop-ups and constantly working to evolve my brand and also offer a higher quality product and stay consistent making new designs, it worked out. It worked out enough where I was, again, approached with the opportunity of having the shop. And it was one of those things where even though I didn't plan on having a shop, at least right away, how could I say no? So it's been a wonderful learning lesson. But to answer the question, my plan at first was to sell online, but here I am. And again, doing research, right? One of the things I learned is before you can have a national reach, they say you want to establish a foothold at home, and that's actually how a lot of the things I created came about, hence the Cuse designs and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? So, so far so good, but I still feel like there's a very long way to go. I'm proud of this, but I feel like this is just a small thing, a tip of the iceberg situation, based on the vision I have in my mind. So another thing about my brand, I am big on detail, right? And if you're the kind of person that's not going to look for the detail, then it's easy to overlook, right? So this is actually the fourth version of the Cuse design that I've had. The original design had, the print with the oranges and the leaves and whatnot, and that's what really got the attention, and those sold out because I can't get the fabric anymore that goes inside. Then I had two cream French terry ones with the hoodie pocket that had two different fabrics on the inside. Those also sold out. So now I'm on the fourth version of it with the two different embroidered colors between the white and the black. Now, what makes this different, what makes this unique, is the fabric. And the fabric that we're using here, it is uniquely woven. which gives it a really soft feel, but it also is going to keep you warm. And not to mention, it looks different, you know. And everything I create kind of makes you want to do a double take in one way or another.
Definitely.
You know, so from a distance, it might just look like a normal gray hoodie until you get closer and you see that texture, and it's like, oh shit, what's this? You know, and so even the material I use inside of here, you can see the slight marbling on it. Again, this kind of gives it a premium look and feel, which is what I'm going with.
What makes you get so into the detail of the clothing? Because I'm only asking that because I ain't gonna lie, bro. You the person that made me stop making clothes. 'Cause I promise you, bro. Cause you remember at first it was like I had a few shirts and shit.
Indeed.
Yo, I'm like, yo, son. They should say, what the fuck is he doing? You know
That's
what I'm saying?
love. That's love.
I learned. So I'll tell you this. What made me stop is you, and then when I found out about GSM, right? Is that it? GSM?
Yeah, grams per square meter.
And only people that do clothing and stuff will
Right.
like that. So what is so big about you with quality? Obviously, quality over
Right.
quantity. We all know that. But you
Right.
specifically, what is it?
So I'm actually really glad you asked that question because this is a big reason why the brand bears my name. I want the brand to reflect me as a person, right? So I think I'm a quality person. You know, I think that I'm a person that likes detail and appreciates detail. So when I make these things, I'm making things that I like, which again bears my name. You know what I'm saying? So you can count on me. You can count on me providing something premium, something comfortable, something versatile, something that looks good, something that feels good, because I feel like it reflects me as a person. That part.
I'm not gonna lie because I have a hoodie that I tear up and down all Syracuse.
Everyday hoodie.
Bro, yeah, it's where is it? Oh, I don't think he doesn't have one, but it's the Q's with oranges in it.
Okay.
It don't shrink.
He got one
Yeah.
of the embroidered ones.
Yeah, because I saw him on social media. Yeah, on Instagram, he's like, "Oh, I only have 2 left." So I said, "Please hold me one, because I don't care how much it costs, even if I put it on layaway. Like I know it's gonna mean something."
Yeah.
So, but I got the hoodie. It don't get small. I love the hood. It's like this divided hood into 3 sections. I mean, it's a regular hood, but you know how like Gildan sits really small.
Yeah,
Like
tight.
sometimes it
Got
pulls
one
up,
line in the
it
middle.
pulls up here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So his is broken up, like sewed into 3 sections.
Oh, okay.
The hood is fire. The hood is fire.
Like the way it fits a little bit different.
Yes,
opposed to, like,
yes,
just
yes.
that cone,
Yes,
like,
it just
fit.
fits right over your head. Like it just, and then it fits great. I got like a dad bod.
Yeah.
So it hides a lot of that, womp,
Okay.
womp.
That's for all the people out there.
You know what I'm saying? The dad bod and
Yo, and for the record, I know I said all those things about myself, and it could easily make it sound like I'm arrogant or cocky. I just think more people should be able to identify their strengths and weaknesses, and then lean into them. You know what I'm saying? And that's all this is. My preferences, and leaning into what comes naturally to me.
And I mean that's how it should be. And like you said, your brand should be a reflection of yourself. So it's no reason why. Obviously, if you have a brand, it's like you represent the brand, and it's flimsy as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I gracefully bowed out because I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean?
And it's funny.
That shit it's a lot of money you invest into it too.
Absolutely,
You know what I mean?
right. And I'm one of those people, especially because of my demeanor, I'm so laid back, I tend to make things look easy, right? But however, I do a lot of behind the scenes work, and a big part of that, is sampling, buying from someone that you're never probably gonna buy from again, trying things out. And then one thing I do is quality control. Everything I get, I test rigorously before I start selling it. That way, no one can come to me and say, oh, Sully sold me some XYZ, some BS, because I put it through the ringer myself. So sometimes it's like, okay, well, what did you do to it? Or depending on who I'm talking to or the situation, because I don't know everything, right? So I have had a situation where, and thank God this customer really messes with me, but something did peel, and I immediately took it back. I had to figure out why it peeled, You get what I'm saying? And then I essentially decided not to sell it again after I learned what happened. So I feel like some people will go through an experience like that and then still continue to sell the product. And that's not me.
It's like,
I feel
nah,
like
just
the
continue.
reputation matters. And I think that will go much further than the cash grab. And that's why I say to everybody, what I'm doing now is not a cash grab. Yes, these cost $100, but people don't understand that it's sourced domestically and embroidered locally and a lot more expensive to make. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not going to explain that to someone who's like, "Oh, it costs too much."
They hit you with the Kevin Hart. Damn.
Yeah, right. And so with all due respect, it's like, okay, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
That's a fact. Quality over quantity anyway, man.
Every time.
But that's So as far as you with quality in your work and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
I want to see how long you were gonna hold it.
yeah, just stay
He
right
would have
there.
though. You see how nice he was. He was gonna hold it.
Teamwork, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Teamwork. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to record it like how it is, because I want to get all this. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I edit it out, but being like, cause it's a niche, right?
Yeah.
So like, being that it's that niche, how do you still find a way to put out quality over quantity, but still get people to respect the art? You get what I'm saying? Because you know how like a lot of times as artists, I might put out some stuff, and a lot of people may not be, receptive to it or whatever. But, sometimes you have a certain amount of people that do. But for me, I feel like with your art, mostly everybody would like it. Do you get that? Or is it like something that you have to, like you're finding a balance in between just being like, all right, boom, it is what it is, and putting it on the table? Or opposed to catering to...
That's a
You know what I
good
mean?
question.
know if
Because I think
it's
as
a
an
little all
artist,
over.
well, no, you know what it is? Well, my brain's a little all over, so I pick up what you're putting down.
My man.
My thing is like, I know you go through it because as art creatives, we go through it, but something called imposter syndrome. So I always think my pieces aren't good enough. I never make a piece and go, the world's gonna love this.
Like, that's the one.
That's it. I'm going viral with this piece.
Yeah.
No, I'm always like, I'm gonna make it because I want to see it first of all. And if other people like it, that's cool. But I don't do it ever with the intentions of, like, if that's going to gauge if I continue to do artwork. No. I'm always going to do artwork because it's therapeutic for me. I'm lucky that people really dig it, and that's, like, look, for example, so him and I traded. I saw he made a shirt, and I said, oh, you're going to sell that? He said, nah, it's just a prototype. I said, can we barter? And I bartered this piece. So he got this piece and I got it.
Bro, I mean, this. How could you not appreciate the detail in this?
The stash box house.
Yeah, so,
But you
yeah,
see the
yeah.
detail, even the dirt on the baseboards and like.
I mean, I'm just looking at just the money alone.
You get what I'm saying, bro? And like I said, I have a strong appreciation for detail.
Look at this. There's light switches over here. Look
Is
at that.
that the bagging up machine or is
No.
Yeah.
I ain't know yet.
No.
This is
That's
like
his.
like a cutter, like a vinyl cutter.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
actually gave this to me separately.
Okay.
He just
And
put
I
it together.
Put it in here. But,
So
but-
the idea is like, if we chase money, like we're gone. It's behind. It stays behind, and everything we put into just to make money. Was it worth it? Like that's the idea. But I made this because I wanted to make it.
Yeah.
Suli just loved it.
Yeah.
absolutely love this, right?
But I didn't make it hoping that Suli was gonna love it.
You just made it to make it. 'cause
I
it's
wanted to
art.
see it. I saw it in my head. And I was like, damn, I want to see what it looks like.
So hold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you made this piece, what was in your mind?
To sell things out of the bag, not but they're waterproof. That's a waterproof.
Yeah. Oh, come up.
Oh yeah. So that's a waterproof bag, and but the bag itself was too expensive to sell things out of. So I was like, oh, imagine making, chasing that bag. I don't know where I got that. I was like, oh, chasing the bag. I'm trying to get the bag. So I bought fake money, trying to see how it looks, and then I was like, oh, let me make it, and just to see what it would look like. And this is what I came up with.
That's fine.
That's it's just an idea. Whatever comes into my head. Like I'm currently making a banana. I'm doing yeah. There's
You're
gonna
so excited. That's how you know.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, because you know how the banana is stuck to the wall. You know they had it at Art Basel. My 9-year-old just taught me how to do paper mache, and I'm gonna make the tape. Put Bob Ross because I love art, but I don't think that banana is art. But now I'm turning the banana into art. And it just gets in my head, and I want to see what it's gonna look like. I don't even know if it's gonna be a good idea.
Where do you get where do you get the ideas from? Yeah. When you do this, where do you get the ideas from? Obviously, you said in your head, but like, where does it? How do you just a banana and Bob Ross? Where do you get what I'm saying? Pause. It sounds crazy, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
It does, but don't threaten me with a good time.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
What is it? What do you?
To be honest, I don't know. It's some people may tell you that they think I have ADHD.
So be
YouTube
it.
says I do.
So be it.
Yeah. IG has diagnosed me with ADHD. So, it's just my mind. That's just how it works. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to see it. You know, that's it. One day I thought of gutting a surveillance camera, throwing art in it, and I did it. And people loved it.
I think being a creative really taps into like your inner child. You know what I'm saying? And so like being a creative, like you have to let your mind wander in ridiculous ways. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Manny does a good job in terms of tapping into that. You know, the abstract ideas and whatnot, you know, that come with making things, you know, especially if you're making things that aren't typical. That's not typical. That's very unique stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like, I think it takes a special kind of person.
Like it's like early, and you know, I don't want to just be on some like early Basquiat, like Andy Warhol. You know what I mean? Like
Those are my inspirations. Yes,
it really
They
is. Like,
inspire
'cause
me.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know art like that, right? But just seeing just that alone, I could see that easily. Even if we're not even talking about like art exhibits. I'm talking about like going into like just like a store like this, a high-end clothing store,
Yes.
Supreme.
Right? That's why I leave it in my shop.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And,
didn't take
and
it
it
home.
matches.
Yeah,
It matches. Like seriously,
Yes,
it does.
I
It
agree.
really does. That's dope, though.
Thank
man.
you. Yeah. But it is just my little weird,
Yeah.
my little
Gotta
weird.
put the stash box back.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just whatever pops into my head is what comes out.
That is dope.
For the most part, there's certain things that I wish I could.
So you got inspiration. You said who's other inspirations besides Basquiat, Andy Warhol? Like who are some? Are there any artists right now that you look up to their work, or maybe not even look up to their work, but you know, peer wise, it's like yo, this guy is an up and coming artist. He does dope work too, or you know. And like I said, I don't know. There's no right or wrong answer.
Well,
Because
I
it'd be
think
the same question I'm gonna ask for you, but it's more so like what's my man? Is it Emery?
Tremaine Emery?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. So I got the same question for you coming up too. All right.
I
But
don't know. So there's a miniature artist in Brooklyn, in New York City, and it's hey Mike. His name is Danny Cortez,
okay.
and I admire what he does.
Okay.
You know, I think the stuff he does is amazing. He's a super talented miniaturist.
Okay.
You know, and when it comes to the stuff I make, I want to put miniature art in the most weirdest places possible. That's where I'm going with all this, like the banana and the video cameras, the bags. Like I just think that's real interesting. But even in Syracuse, there's a lot of artists in Syracuse that a lot, you know, really amazing artists in Syracuse that we admire. So not only people that do miniature art, but like you have Smile It's Healthy.
I was about to say, shout some people
Socks. Won't say their regular names. Smile Is Healthy, Socks, Ben.
Okay.
We're gonna do an art show up the street, April 25th and 26th.
Okay.
It's called Stuck to the Streets.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a graffiti, underground street art street sticker art show.
Okay.
So encompassing all kind of like street graffiti, newer techniques of getting up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a panel. We're going to have a DJ. Janelle Marie's going to be DJing. So please come for that.
Definitely.
We're going to give out some stickers. Oh, at the Pink Rock Co-op.
Pink
So
Rock
you can
Co-op.
remember, yeah.
Got you.
April,
Pink Rock
April
Co-op.
25th and 26th. Suli and I are also going to have a show. I think it's going to be there as well.
Okay.
That's going to be official tissue with no issues.
What's that?
We're going to mesh fashion design, clothing fashion design, and miniature art design.
So I was gonna ask y'all that, and you just answered the question.
We are. We don't even that. I'm not gonna tell you nothing.
Yeah,
though, 'cause we got some
you don't
dope
gotta. You,
ideas.
hey, that's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can leave that because I'm gonna pull up.
It's a work in progress. It's
Yeah, yeah.
a summer project.
Okay.
Some dope.
All right.
I already got a miniature little sewing machine that we're gonna put. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I was gonna ask y'all that, but I
Oh
didn't
look,
necessarily
hold on
know
here.
how.
Let me go get you something.
All right. Yo, I was literally gonna ask y'all that, but I didn't necessarily I don't necessarily know. You know what I mean? Or maybe
Right.
they might have something under wraps.
you're gonna get.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
This is all you get.
Oh man.
I sold that, yeah.
Cryptic message. Damn.
Right.
One stitch. Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, I
Right.
see you. Look at Sully. Getting your stitch work on, player.
I'm telling you, but like I said, I do a lot behind the scenes,
Hey,
man.
man. That's what you got to do, though, right?
Right,
Yes.
right. Indeed.
So you got the miniature show coming up,
Yes.
or the miniature first collab that you guys have worked with, right?
Yes.
All right. So besides the collab that you guys have worked with, anything else as far as just what y'all got planned for the summer besides the stuff that y'all can't let us know about? Anything that you have planned for the summer? Anybody that's out there that's looking to get into art, looking to express themselves, looking to be creative, and looking to be around like-minded individuals. They don't even have to do miniature art.
Right.
They don't even have to do, clothing and design
Right.
and stuff like that.
Right.
Is this the space that they would be?
Yes,
And
this is-
Absolutely.
what's some encouraging words you got for a lot of these youth out here that are looking to inspire or looking to be inspired and follow their goal?
Personally, I would say don't be afraid, right? But there are a lot of things that I would say don't be afraid of. Don't be afraid of what you think people are going to think. Don't be afraid of whether you think you can do it or not. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? You really just have to go for it. You know what I'm saying? If you have something that you believe that you're passionate about, go for it. And if along the way it gets too hard for you and you realize, okay, this isn't what I want to do, then congratulations, you learned something about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still think it's worth it to go for it. And there's a quote that says, the price for not trying is a lot steeper than the price of actually trying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure if I said that right. But long story
I
short,
got you. I'm a Google it and
yeah, thank you. Right.
I got you.
However that says.
It's look. So real quick, this is Suli and I have really similar trains of thought. Because
Okay.
while he was doing that, I was googling something to say, and mine was the difference that we must all suffer from one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Difference: discipline weighs ounces, but the pain of regret weighs tons. So you're still gonna suffer it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
At least
yeah.
try it. You know what I mean? That's the idea.
That's a fact.
They suck it up, try it, stop
through
talking
it.
about it, be about it. Put your hands to the plow.
And spend your life talking about how you wish you did something. You know
That's
what
the
I'm saying?
worst.
Don't do that.
Yeah, work.
the worst.
At that point, you just look back and say, "Yeah, I tried it. It didn't work out, but I did." Imagine not trying. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm 37. I don't have a problem.
I'm
Nah,
45.
Huh?
I'm 45.
Nah.
No, just kidding.
No.
I'm done.
No, but in reality, what would you say to your 20 something old self? Like, would you imagine that you would be here at your 20-year-old self? Would you imagine that you would be here owning your own store amongst all these other stores? What would you say to yourself? And what's some advice you could give to maybe your 20-year-old self?
It's funny because what I would say to my 20-year-old self versus like my 24-year-old self would be two very different things.
Okay.
Because without going too deep into it, like I went through a really deep like depression period.
Okay.
Right, and that was getting into my 20s. But 20-year-old Sully, lock in. I'd have probably started a lot sooner. I remember in 2012, I attempted to start this clothing thing because, again, it was something that was already in me. I was interested in doing it back in high school days.
Stop drinking. Stop getting high. A doctor told me once, because on the same vein of mental health, so I had to go somewhere for a little bit, right, because of that issue. And he said, stop getting high and see how much more life gets better, right? Because I thought he was going to medicate me, but he said, yo, just stop drinking for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes life isn't as bad as you think it is sober, right? So I would tell my 20-year-old self, stop drinking, son. A 40 OE ain't that, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that serious. And because of that, like, I don't drink or smoke, but I've been able to cope with life on a different level being sober. You know what I mean? Like, I get sad, but when I was getting drunk, I was getting really sad. Like, almost like not wanting to leave the house sad, So I understand that. And I was blessed to have a lot of good therapists and people that sat down and really listened to me. And I realized, like, yo, life could get better. You know what I'm saying? Life, whenever it's bad, there's a saying, what is it? This too shall pass. So if something bad's happening, it's going to pass eventually. You just have to stay strong enough and not try. We have to try not to shatter under the pressure. And if something good's happening, that's going to pass too. You know what I'm saying? So ride that wave until you can. And sometimes I'm just grateful that some of my days are better than others. Even right now, somebody was coming down. So I was just talking to somebody right here in the building. And I said, he said, how's it going? I was like, living the dream. And at least one of us are. And I was like, yeah, it's nice outside. Well, it could be better. And I was like, walking down. I didn't tell him, but in my head, I was like, well, it could be worse. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it could always be better, but it could always be a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I like the way it is right now. You know what I'm saying?
Perspective.
Exactly, perspective, man. And my 20-year-old, I'm like, yo, just hold on. It'll get better. So in that age, I didn't think it was going to get better, but it's going to get better. You're going to get a beautiful wife. You're going to have beautiful kids. Just give yourself some time.
And you know what, though? What I love about that is that I think that applies to any bad habit.
Oh, to anything, yes.
To any bad habit, whether it's drinking or whatever. But
gambling, whatever.
Or like even if it's being addicted to certain relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my bad.
No, you good. I got both of y'all in it.
Yeah, I was just saying, I think Manny's story and his input really applies to almost anything that anyone could be addicted to.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't mean to be this transparent, but I really like talking to you. And I love always talking to Sully. So it's all good.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, that's what I wanted to do.
But that's authenticity.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
told
saying?
him. Like, even when we did the first, what was on, like, IG Live, you know what I'm saying? And we was, like, trying to fix our clothes and get all set. And then after a while, I'm like, yo, bro, fuck it, man. We just about to record this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's, this is what I want. I love the authenticity. I'm glad that this is my first time, meeting you, know what I mean? And coming down here. And my mom was supposed to come. Umi was supposed to come.
Word.
But I told her I'm going to bring her down here. But now I know where it's at, so I'm going to walk her right down in here.
Yeah.
And this is a great space. Like, even if you come and you don't purchase anything, like, just to come down, there's people that come read books. They're on their laptops.
Right.
There's creative spaces. East Coast Bandit plays records. You could go in there. Justin would always talk to anybody. The jewelry store, he's super dope and funny. Kyle doesn't mind you going in there, grabbing a bottle of water. Like, You could come in if you're hungry. You want to come into my shop, grab some chips. You don't need the money. Just come in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And-
Everyone's
and-
welcome.
And if you're the creative type, you will enjoy the people in this space.
Oh, for
Like
sure.
we have people that come down just to come down and hang with us and talk to us and spend time with us. If you are into any form of art, you'll leave out of here inspired.
That's what's up.
Bro, we inspired one guy to do a rock paper scissors competition
Right.
during the
Yo,
Mercantile
and it was
World
mad
Tour.
Fun. Yo, it was
He did a
mad
what? Say that
fun.
again. He did a what?
Rock paper scissor competition. The tournament that the barber won. So the trophy's in there if you want to go. You
I
can throw
I came in second place. He beat me for it.
Yeah, I beat his wife and he got tight and took the whole. You know what I'm saying?
It was mad fun. I'm not gonna lie. It was a lot of fun.
That's what's up, man. So
We like
this
inspiring.
this is gonna be the first episode of like what I'm doing with this thing with the creatives. Like I said,
Right.
I planned it perfectly, and I'm glad that I got y'all on my first episode ever.
Thank you. That's mad
I'm
love.
definitely gonna come
Mad
back.
love.
We gonna upgrade. I'm gonna have a
Word,
goddamn cameraman and all that shit.
Yo,
you know
and
what
there's
I'm
a
saying,
bunch of
next time?
creatives that we could introduce you to that would
Yeah, yeah.
love to be a part
No,
of
definitely,
whatever you got
definitely. That
doing.
was the next thing I was gonna ask because if we can, like, I really wanna create it. It's crazy. I want to create something that just has a platform for people and not even just on some clothing or miniatures or you know what I mean. Like
You
I
don't
just
have to
wanna-
limit yourself.
Yeah, no limits, no limits. I just want to see creative minds at work. So if you guys got anybody, let me know. All right.
Yeah, for sure. We'll put you on.
You know it.
Definitely. Appreciate you, bro, man. Definitely. We out, man. Appreciate you.